Hi, hello, everyone. How are you? Thanks for joining us again. This is my second installment of the vlogs for this month. So I'm very excited about this path that we're on. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to go back and watch the first vlog. So I just want to say hello to everyone. I'm Ebony G, co-owner of Living with a Purpose Consulting, and I am here today to talk about all things dialysis, all things kidney health. That's what we do. That is definitely where our passion is. And so today I would like to talk about, is this you? What are the possible causes of kidney failure? And could you be at risk? Because honestly, with the way things are going, everything that they're, putting into food, antibiotics and steroids and all this other kind of stuff, just the way that life is structured, where it's, it's busy, it's crazy, it's fast moving, it's fast paced, things are changing fast, people want it now. I really feel like most of us are at risk. And I guess I'll tell you why now. I feel like most of us are at risk because if you've ever listened to anything that I've broadcasted or read anything that I've written, you will know that we operate on six principal domains of wellness, and the one that I always love to focus on first, especially when I'm coaching people and especially when I'm talking to people at workshops, is your mental state. Because we all know that, your body follows. So wherever your mind is dwelling, wherever your mind is hanging out, if it's not in a positive space, those things that you feel and that you believe, become thoughts, which becomes feelings, which becomes actions, which becomes usually results you don't want. And so that's why I say I feel like we're all at risk, because in this stressful atmosphere that we live in, if we do not guard our mind and if we are not vigilant of what we're allowing to come into our lives and into our minds, and what, who we're allowing to be in our space with their negative energy, which still affects us, then we're putting ourselves at risk. And so that's why I say that I feel like most of us are at risk. Not to mention, I'm sure, many people, and like they say, I know it's more than 1 out of 4. I don't really have all of the exact data because I really didn't plan on getting into this right now. But most of us know someone with hypertension and or diabetes. Most of those people that we know are family members. So that, puts us in inherent risk, just because of that. So, there are so many. That's just a whole nother conversation. But today we're talking about the causes of kidney failure, possible causes of kidney failure. So, and I just have 3 basic, because I want to keep these vlogs short and sweet, but definitely informational and, valuable, just so, and I want them to be thought-provoking. I want them to make you think. I want you to, really just for a second, just be like, is this me? Could this be me? And if it is, then, slowly but surely, like I said, we don't change overnight, so this is a process. This is a process for anyone and everyone who wants to make any kind of, healthy change in how they live. So, getting into that. So the first part of what I have is genetics. There are a lot of people that they can't help, that they have kidney failure. They either have some kind of polycystic kidney disease, which, is a genetic abnormality. And there are also other abnormalities that happen at birth. There are, different kind of kidney tumors. There are, kidneys that are sometimes fused. There are kidneys that are sometimes misshapen. So all of these reasons can be possible causes of kidney failure. And, so there are people who, they truly cannot help their circumstance. It doesn't mean that they can't be healthy and be well and that we can't help them, but it just means that it's nothing that they can do, to change that diagnosis. There's also trauma. Trauma can happen in a form of dehydration, which can, dry out the kidneys and cause an acute, kidney failure. And there are also traumas like accidents, literally hospital situations where you have a massive blood loss that shuts down the kidneys, and, they need to be rehydrated and such. Like I said, without going into, deep terminology and instances, so there are traumatic injuries that can happen, and it can cause acute kidney failure, or that acute kidney failure cannot clear itself up and it becomes chronic. Now, I do know I've had plenty of patients that I've dialyzed where that has happened, where something has happened and they lost their kidney function, temporarily, but it comes back. Those types of situations do happen. And but it's all about following, what your treatment plan is, what your nephrologist is telling you to do, and just being really adamant about following what you're supposed to be doing. But the biggest part that we get into, this is the part that we, help people with, and it's the lifestyle. It's the lifestyle modifications, because diabetes and hypertension are the number 1 and 2 causes of kidney failure. And while once again, diabetes and hypertension in itself could be a hereditary issue, they're also lifestyle modifications. So hypertension and diabetes can be prevented, or if you're diagnosed, you might not get out of it, but you could get back into like pre-range numbers, or you could just, come out of it altogether. In some cases it can be reversed, but it requires a holistic change in your habits and your routines to make that happen. And a lot of times, I kind of go into this in the first vlog, but it bears repeating, because as one of the mentors that I follow would say, repetition is the mother and father of all learning. And so we don't change overnight. And a lot of times we do not allow ourselves the proper time and grace, and compassion towards ourselves to make lasting, intentional, meaningful changes in our life. We say we try it for a week, we try it for 2 weeks, we fall off the wagon for 2 days. We say, I can't do this. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe, I see all these other people succeeding at it, but maybe it's just not for me. And you might be right. That way might not be for you. If you saw, they're doing that, let me do that. That doesn't work for me. That doesn't mean nothing will work for you. That just means that particular thing that you've done won't work for you. And we don't give ourselves the time and the grace and the compassion to say, that didn't work for me. But I'm motivated enough, I'm determined enough, I'm persistent enough to find what actually will and does work for me. And that's where we come in, because we help you through that process. It's not always just because you choose to work with us, it's not always going to work the first time either. But the point is that we've seen a lot, so we know a few tricks. We know how to tweak a few things, so that one thing that didn't work when you were doing it, could possibly be a contender when you're working with us, because we just know how to better structure it in your life. So, it's always going to be something in life, and it's hard to imagine that. And I don't know as a patient, but I know from working with dialysis patients for all of this time that it's rough. But I also know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that you can be successful, and that you can live the life that you want, and that you can do the things that you want. You just need that support. You need that motivation. You need that person that can explain to your family members what you're going through, so that they can better support you. So, and you might need that person to be a bridge in between your dialysis unit and your doctor, because they might not fully grasp what you're saying. But we can come in and we can do that with you and improve your situation take away that stress, take away that frustration, take away that need to say, I'm just not doing it at all. Because you're not hurting them. You're hurting you. You're hurting you. So, that's what I have for today. Just possible causes. And we're going to, slowly deep dive into this thing, and get to, what keeps some people from living the life that they deserve and the life that they want. And we're gonna, we're gonna open up that possibility to have that life that you want. We're gonna provide that possibility. And, we don't have to beg anybody to do anything. If it's something that somebody wants, they're going to step into it. Just like we do with all things in life. And I can't wait to work with the people that step into it. I absolutely cannot wait. So until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you again. Catch us on the podcast. We have a podcast that we broadcast Monday through Friday with just some dialogues, tips and solutions and stories and questions that we get that we just answer in a format, because we get the same questions and it could bless somebody else's life just by answering that one question. So we love to do that. So follow us on social media. We are Ebony in Asia, LWAP on Facebook. Leave us a message, or you can just drop me a comment here. Let me know whatever you feel like you need to say. So until next time, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.